my biggest tips for Scrum Masters is it's not about the Agiles. They're just tools and techniques to get you there. And so you have to keep that in mind too, is like, dial back your excitement about the agility just a little bit.
Yeah. And then just like, going back to the point that you made in the very beginning, right? It is about meeting them where they're at, because you might have a certain perception, or, you might have been in an organization where everything was like what they expected. And then maybe you're a new Scrum Master and you've just learned this for the very first time, and you have a certain expectation how it should be when you go in. But that's the very point. If everything was the way it should be, or what Agile says or Scrum says, there's might not be a need for that individual. That's one thing. And so when you go in as a Scrum Master, you should expect problems. You should know that there's a chaos, and you're there to guide them and help them and facilitate certain things. And so I think it's really important for Agile facilitators, Scrum Masters to remember that. And again, going back to what you talked about, balance and meeting them where they're at, and okay, what do you actually want to create? Where do you want to be? And then helping them facilitate that versus going with your certain personas and things that are things how should they should be.
I think that's so important. You hit the right spot, because it's such a tightrope we walk as the people trying to bring Agile to a group, because you absolutely have to meet them where you're at, but we're the ones who are inviting them to go to a new place. And so are they wanting to stay where they're at because it's the old shoe that feels comfortable? Or is there some logic between it? Do they just want to hear it? And that's the trick of it. And it's probably the hardest thing for someone new, because without a lot of experience at doing this, you have to balance your common sense. You have to keep inviting people to try new things, even when they haven't taken, you just have to it's all about invitation in our role as Scrum Masters, coaches, enterprise coaches. It's all about the invitation, and which can be not as satisfying as something when you can just lay down, do it this way, and this is what we're doing from now on. But, you just keep inviting. One of my biggest questions is I went through my early transformation years, I got sick of arguing about the A word. Let's not call it the A word. Let's have small teams, early, break things into chunks, early testing, heavy involvement from the customer. Let's not do Agile. Let's just do all these other things. And because I was sick of arguing whether Agile was a thing or not, right. It wasn't so mainstream back then. And so as Scrum Masters kind of have that perspective too. You don't have to be all about the agility. You could all about what works. And you can use the agility playbook to find some things that work, because there's a lot of practices within it that do actually get better delivery. But, bring what they know and what you know together, and you get lots of goodness.